Did someone say Meatball Monday? This is Raf Mac from Snacks No Man. Gonna teach you how to make a meatball. Let's get it. So let's get started with our meatball mixture. In this bowl we have a pound of ground beef, half an onion diced up real small, salt, pepper, and our slurry, which is breadcrumbs, eggs, and a little bit of milk. That's gonna be our binder actually, to hold everything together. So we're gonna scoop them out on the sheet tray because that's what we're gonna cook it in. I'm using a 1 ounce scoop. You could use the scoop if you have a scoop. If not, use a spoon. If not, you want to use your fingers. Just make sure it's all even. But using a scoop, it already shapes it into a ball, so it makes it easier. I actually like to scoop them all out first before I roll it, so it's more efficient. Instead of scooping one out, rolling one, scooping one, do it all at the same time. One motion, right? Now that's done, ready to roll. I actually like this size because it's easier to eat. You can eat more. It creates a better sear. Try to fit more than one in your mouth. That's cool too. To you. Shouts out to all the pros that can fit 3. Boom. Ready for the oven. Make sure your oven's at 375 preheated. Get that nice hair color we're looking for, the Maillard reaction. Over here we got our potato puree going. It's potatoes, cream, and butter. Just cooking it till the potato gets soft. In the meantime, we're gonna go and start cutting our mushrooms and getting our gravy ready to go. So first, chop up the mushrooms. I'm using oyster mushrooms. Here I'm cutting them lengthwise. I just don't like dicing them. Usually when I cut mushrooms, I try to cut them so where you kind of see the shape still, instead of just being diced and turned into small cubes. You can actually use whatever kind of mushrooms, because this is more or less for toppings. I'm using oysters because that's what I have, but you can use portobellos, cipollinis, buttons, the ones that are fun, whatever you have, just make sure you cut them nicely. You don't want it to look ugly and you can't distinguish what type of mushroom it is. There you go. Get them nice and diced. This is essentially this is gonna build the umami for the gravy, kind of, because you sear this out first, then use the same pan. There you go. Clean it up. Now I'm gonna dice up some onions real fine. We're gonna use this for our gravy. You can cut them big if you want, but me, I like them to kind of be a little bit on the smoother section for as far as our gravy texture goes. Once you got that going, now our potatoes are looking good, ready to go up. They're nice and soft. I'm gonna throw them in KitchenAid because I have one, and if you don't have one, it's fine. You can use a ricer, you can use a blender, food processor. I'm gonna be throwing in pieces of butter while it's whipping. Also casually scraping the sides down so we make sure that all the potatoes get pureed. Because if you don't check it, you'll still have the chunks all over the side. So make sure you scrape the bowl down every now and again. Keep whipping, just throwing some butter. See, it turns a little bit thicker, it gets a little bit more firm, but it's nice and smooth. That's the thing, we gotta make sure it's nice and smooth with a capital move. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. Scrape. Dun dun dun. Throw it back in there. Rotate one more time. So I'll just keep throwing pieces of butter in there, getting our cholesterol levels through the roof. Phenomenal. Anyways, this is definitely summertime ready. Summertime in Helsinki, maybe Rovaniemi. Over there, they eat this, keep their bodies looking great. There you go. More. We want more, but more. So now that's done, nice and smooth, ready to go. Check on the meatballs. Boom. See how the color is? That's a great color for them. Nice, and that's that Turks and Caicos tan that they're talking about. Look at that. But now we're gonna flip them so the other side can get. When you get a tan just on your back, that's because you didn't flip. That's the same thing that's gonna happen to your meatballs if you don't flip. You ever gone to work with a tan just on the back of your neck and then your face is white? It's not cool, man. Not fun. Throw them back in there for about another 5-10 minutes. Check in. Do a little dog check. Oh, oh. Cruise it. Now ready to sear our mushrooms. Nice hot pan. Get our mushrooms ready to go. Throw them in there. Make sure it sizzles. Wow. Do a little salt, draw out a little bit of moisture so it doesn't steam. Or it does cook a little bit, but it takes out the moisture so it can get also brown and get that nice crust we're looking for. Check, boom. Now our meatballs, they have arrived. They're done. They finished. Finished everywhere. Look at that. Great color on them. Perfectly done in the middle. Juicy, not dry. You could just throw this in some marinara sauce or ketchup with a little oregano, some spaghetti, some pasta. Boom, Italian. Or if you want, you just grab a piece of bread and then sandwich, meatball sandwich. Now we're cooking our roux for our gravy, butter and flour put together, same equal amounts. There you go. Add a little bit of milk at a time. Because if you add it all at once, you'll get lumpy gravy. That right there is not fun because you get the big floury chunks, like almost like dumplings. So make sure you take your time, little by little, slowly by slowly, adding in your milk. Look at that. Bringing it up to temp, making sure that it's smooth, nothing sticks to the bottom. You don't burn your milk, you don't burn your roux, you know. This is the part where it takes a little bit of skill, just enough. Just if you could just whip, you know, just whipping, just like making eggs. That's beating some eggs. That's the movement we're looking for. See, now the gravy's coming along, consistency's coming together. Keep adding the rest of your milk. You know, just keep going. Look at that. You can't run away from this, because if you do, you know, like let's say there's a baby chilling inside the other room while you're doing this, put the baby in the same room so you can see it. Now we're seasoning it because we tasted it, right? You gotta make sure you taste it. Add a little bit of that Worcestershire sauce. That's that famous IKEA flavor, because one thing a meatball gotta taste like is taste like IKEA. Am I right? Mix it in. Make it nice. Look at that. We're starting to get those slow bubbles. The slower the bubble goes, the thicker the sauce is. It's ready to go. Now we're throwing in our meatballs to incorporate the flavors. The sauce is going to taste like the meatballs. The meatballs are going to taste like the sauce. Get in there nice and bubbly. Like a small meatball jacuzzi. You know what I mean? Plate up time. Get some of that Pommes puree. A nice artistic schmear. Does that feel cool? Is it cool? Do I look cool? There you go. To be honest, you could just throw it in a bowl. You know what I mean? That's the same. You're going to get the same effect. It all tastes great. This is just to show off a little bit skill. You know, the mailman's coming, the Amazon guys driving and dropping off packages. And you're like, yo, have you had lunch? Check this out. Meatball and mash like you've never had it. Way better than IKEA's. And they're going to be like, you know what? All your packages are going to be on time. Promise. There you go. Shouts out to the UPS guys. Peace. The Jacques.